And we're live.
Hooray!
Oh boy.
Oh, so I had a very interesting dining experience.
Where was this experience at?
Wasabi.
Okay.
I have never seen a customer complain about dirty plates more than this group of ladies that were sitting next to me. Granted, I was the only male at the hibachi table.
Mm-hmm.
It was the girl I was with, and then there was another group of very angry women, and then there was an even feistier group of women to my right. And there was no way to break in to try and ease the tension at all, but like they would look at it like, oh no, can I get a new plate? And so they grabbed like 3 plates and they take them back and come back. No, these are still dirty. These are still dirty. I'm like, I'm confused right now.
Were they just like old plates that looked dirty, or?
No, I mean you're at a hibachi table. Like there's condensation everywhere, so everything's gonna have a little schmutz on it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, so it's like I'm like, I look at mine and like it's not the cleanest thing I've ever seen, but it's passable.
Nobody
Like,
sneezed on it.
There's not like there's a fistful of pubes sitting on it, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Can I write that down as a title?
No, I think we're okay.
Too soon? Too soon? Okay.
So anyway, so this chick sends one back for the 5th time.
Wow.
And the hostess comes back out and she's like, "Here, I just got the wash meat and I washed it by hand."
Wow.
Here. And don't want to get into anything. Just like, let's just say the company skewed a little dark.
Okay.
Which I would never expect them to be that fussy of eaters or stuff. They were complaining that their shrimp weren't chopped right,
What?
that their chicken wasn't right, and I shit you not, they brought out, like, they kept asking for more of that yum yum sauce.
Okay.
The light pink stuff. Okay. So they're like, okay, so instead of getting like the one saucer and the ginger sauce, they get both of them are the pink sauce, which essentially is like Asian mayonnaise.
Okay.
So so they got that and they're like, okay, they just dump it all over their plate, and then they were like, can you refill this? They just dump it on their plate, can you refill this? Like 3 times. The whole group did it. I'm like,
look, I'll just bring you out a carafe of it. Is that
even better? Like, 'cause they have it in like one of those giant like syrup things.
Yeah.
So they're just, filling it up, no problem. Then when and none of them ate a fucking thing. Like, so there's this pile of stuff covered in
pink sauce.
Pink sauce. Covered in pink sauce, and they were like, oh my! And so not only they wouldn't use the house forks and spoons, they had them bring plastic silverware.
What?
Yeah, I know. I'm like biting my tongue here because this is gonna get rowdy real fast. So they're packing it all up and they ask for more sauce.
Oh my god! Just give them the recipe.
It wasn't like like the little like carafes that are like this big by that. No, it's like the takeout soup containers, the 1 pints that you get at like delis. Oh my god!
Like the clear ones?
Yes. Each one of them got one, and they're like, well, I mean, how much is this? Well, usually it's 25 cents a serving, and that's like 12 servings.
Yeah, we just gave you a lot.
So, yeah, take it and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like you can see it in this chick's face.
It's free if you never come back.
Like, I felt terrible because, like, all right, so, like, the hibachi dude, James, like, he has his name tag, James, and he's working really hard, and no one's paying him any attention. I'm like, this poor guy. I mean, here I am. I'm going to get stuck leaving, like, a $40 tip because I feel terrible.
Yeah.
But those were the highlights. It was unreal. Like, I've never been so uncomfortable dining. Just because like, number one, you don't fuck with people that are preparing your food. No, I don't even care if it's
That's rule number 1.
Yeah. It could be your wife. You don't fuck with her if she's preparing your food. She'll fuck that up.
Yeah.
Even more so.
Boy, you are lagging something fierce today, Hannah.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You must be on the Antarctic servers.
Yeah.
Yay. Let's see what's happening.
But yeah, that was just the weirdest thing. Oh, and then apparently I was photobombing someone, like the hibachi table across from us. She sat there and filmed this guy cooking for like 20 minutes. And it's literally like that camera's like, here's the dude, and there I am, like, hi.
Wow.
Okay.
So, I don't know, man. And number one, okay, yeah. So then they had she had the one in the middle that was like, wow, like the queen bee. So she didn't want vegetables, and clearly this lady needed to eat some vegetables. And like the guy wasn't paying attention when put it out. She's like, no, take it back.
Wow.
Like almost shoved it onto the hot plancher grill. Like I'm like, oh my.
Jesus.
I'm just sitting there like eyes front.
Just like don't even look around. Oh, this food is so good.
Can I get some more of that sauce?
James, hit me with some sake.
Papa needs some yum yum.
Yeah, like at this point, like they had enough that could easily, like beer bong the sauce.
Maybe paint a house.
Yeah.
That and then sometime in the midst of eating, a baby appeared. Like I don't know where this thing came from. Like next thing you know, like lady. I mean, this lady looked. As angry as a lady it could ever be. Maybe it's like a resting bitch face. I don't know what it was, but it was unbelievable. And then all of a sudden, a baby just like materialized on it. I'm like,
What?
it was like when the kazoo shows up. Dink, boom, baby. Like,
Where are we keeping that thing?
I don't know. Where you keep it under the left titty? I don't know. Like,
Just hanging out.
just hanging out, just in there. Speaking of, have you watched any Key and Peele?
No, only every once in a while, like I'll catch a skit or something that they tweet.
Oh, those guys are funny.
The show's pretty good.
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
The one like they had like I was kind of watching it because we watched a skit last night where they're where the substitute teacher from the inner city is out in the suburbs and he's mispronouncing all the names like they would be ghetto names. Like
that's the best one, man.
They're making a movie out of that guy.
Hey, Jay Quinn. No,
Jake Quellen.
Jay Quellen. That was
Jacqueline?
Jacqueline? No, you didn't. Like,
Aaron.
Ron. Yeah.
What's the other one? Balake?
Blake. He's son of a throwing shit off the table.
Breaking the clipboard in half.
Over his knee in the middle of class. What was the other one? Yeah, so they had this one where like I think it's Key is babysitting like the baby Peel, where they have his head like superimposed on his face. He's walking around all creepy. Like it's so funny. That guy does an amazing Barack Obama, by the way.
Oh yeah,
He does. He does a really good job with that one.
All right, you gents ready to start this?
Yes.
Yes.
As ready as we're gonna be.
Yeah, as ready as I can possibly get at this point.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Midwest is heating up.
Alrighty, let's get started.
Wife beater.
Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of that video game podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Going around the room, we have Knobs.
What's up?
And we have the Hannah.
Hi.
Hey, Hannah. Let's talk about Game Club.
New Game Club voting thread is up. I meant to put it up on Thursday. Sort of slipped my mind. I put it up a little later in the afternoon yesterday. We got 3 games up. We've got, oh god, of course my phone decided not to load. But we've got Just Cause 2, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver up. Go to the forums to see who is related to each one of those. I don't remember quite who had each game.
One of our fantastic community members.
Yes, exactly. So vote for your favorite game, vote for your favorite community member, throw a dart at a wall, and just vote randomly. Whatever you got to do, but vote.
Remember, your vote counts.
Tell me behind the game is the name 2BT. Like,
Yeah. Member TBD.
some guy.
Yeah.
I copied and pasted him out of a file.
One of them's. I don't know.
It's here somewhere.
Anyway, don't forget to vote. Your vote counts.
And we'll be announcing the winner on the recap podcast, which is coming up this Thursday.
All right. Well, let's get started. Knobs, what have you been playing?
Playing the same games on the reg.
Yeah. MNGN, Friday Night Game Night,
Yeah.
Battlefield 4.
Well, actually, no. Friday didn't quite happen.
I can cross out FNGN.
Whoa.
Yes. No, it was just Monday Night Game Night, and I ended up coming in late because I couldn't get off the phone. But I got one round of Battlefield.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up. You hang up. Oh, you didn't hang up.
Oh, stop it.
Oh,
Stop
stop it, you.
Oh, you.
No, for real, hang up.
Yeah, no, really.
I have things to do.
Yes.
Can't be cute all night.
Yeah. Like, really, come on. Can we get this going? Because
I got people to shoot.
yeah,
Officer.
I need to get on the battlefield. My team needs me.
If the NSA is listening, my server name is.
I cannot be an army of one if I don't show up.
That's true. Doom wouldn't have happened if the Space Marine didn't go to work.
Yes.
Phobos. I just wanted to say Phobos. I'm sorry.
That is so great,
I'm so
though.
tired.
Oh, it's like a fever dream, like the holy mountain. Oh. Now watch that this week. That's me too. Oh man.
Battlefield 4.
I'm talking about turning fecal matter into gold, sir.
How's this shooting doing?
Yeah, the shooting.
Yeah.
By the time I got in, everyone was completely, like, morale was at an all-time low. And I was like, okay,
man.
so I'll be here for one, and, night, everybody.
How's the team doing? Oh, no, you guys are... This is
Oh,
going
yeah,
poorly.
like, you know it's bad when the party's silent when you join it, and everyone's like, "Arrgh!"
Hi, guy. Hey.
Hey, buddy.
How's the war going?
It's like Scrappy Doo showed up and like, cha.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody having fun? It's like, shut up.
yeah. Go out in the darkness, Scrappy. But anyway, so got one round in, so I was still doing my part. Didn't play any Halo this week, which kind of surprised, but it's been kind of a long work week, man.
I like how you say you're kind of surprised, like you've really been enjoying that game.
No, I haven't.
Thinking about playing some Halo.
I've tried to set personal goals. I'm gonna make a little bit of progress a week.
I appreciate that.
Clearly, by my dwelling here, that doesn't quite work well for me.
You know, sometimes you just have a bad work week, man.
I'm good. I'm good if people guilt trip me into stuff. Then it gets done.
Yeah.
Like if there's no one there pushing, I'm like, meh.
Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go play Halo.
I'm gonna go do something fun.
Yeah.
Like go golfing or something. That's my bag. It's my game.
It's spring. How can you resist going golfing?
I can't. Like, I'm sitting there crunching numbers at work. I'm like, look out the window. I could totally be hitting a ball right now.
Rory McIlroy is on your shoulder, like, golfing.
Yes, golfing. And it's like, or the internal dog of mine is like, yeah, you need to go play fetch with yourself right now. Like, it's essentially what golf is. Anyway, so I played a little bit Dragon Ball Z, the Xenoverse. And that game is really frustrating if you haven't played it in a while and completely forgot how to play a game you didn't know how to play in the first place. So I played
really well.
Oh, it went as good as could be expected.
Yeah.
So I just ended up getting really angry. I feel sorry for whoever was in the party with me because I was yelling a lot. Oh, evil Vegeta. You. Oh, no, it was the Ginyu Force. F the Ginyu Force.
Every time.
It's always the Ginyu Force.
They're the worst. The worst.
They were on Phobos.
What? Yeah.
Why do you think the Hellgate got open?
Yeah.
Stupid Ginyu Force.
Thanks, Ginyu Force.
Ginyu Force, the Dragon Balls, and Namek, whatever.
Yeah.
Words, angry, insert. But...
Caco Demons.
Change now! Sorry. I heard that so many times. I failed so many times. Oh, it was so many. It was so bad. Anyway, so then I finally realized there's no physical version of Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. So
like we mentioned last week.
Yes.
But I still went to the store anyway.
Well, I mean, why would you turn down an option to go to Best Buy and wander around and buy things you don't need?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
I like my smartwatch. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's some like Day of the Dead thing. Clock
It's
face
like
on
the
there.
loudest water drink ever.
Got that dude from Police Academy doing sound effects around the corner
Yeah.
here.
Just, you're doing your Foley training. Oh, so good.
Weak.
The delicious taste of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Hannah's a little too hungover for this week. I'm here, guys. What do you want?
It just doesn't stop. Anyway, yeah. So that has get off me, dog. It's too warm. All right. Let me see here. So I started the Old Blood, and essentially you're breaking into Castle Wolfenstein. Which, tell me you heard that burp from this thing.
That was. Oh, I thought that was like your chair moving.
Oh, that was your dog?
He just like literally just belched.
Pup, that's gross.
Yeah, you
Jeez.
walk.
We're on the internet, dog.
I just got crop dusted by my dog. Anyway, all right, yeah. So it's setting it up, and you're going in undercover. Clearly, Blastowitz doesn't know any German.
Well, yeah.
And so they're like, "No, you just don't say a word." And of course, you get interrogated, and you're like, "Hot dog." Like, because his cover name is like Frankfurter or something, and they're all like, "What's against hot dog?" I'm like, "Oh no!" And then they started laughing like it was really funny. Like, "Oh cool, I get through this. We get inside, and of course we get caught."
Yeah.
So, and then it pretty much goes into stealth mode, and we all know how much I love stealth mode.
Stealth anything in anything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Wolfenstein of all games.
Yeah.
But essentially, you're going after the tetherball super soldiers that are they're moving around the level like they're bumper cars. Like they have this thing like attached to this electrified rail, like powering them. So you go turn the power off, go in, unhook it with your pipe. You're armed with pipes, which you can put together or take apart to dual wield pipes.
So you're Daredevil?
Yeah, it's essentially
Okay.
Jake Billy clubs, pretty much. So you're sneaking around, and then you got these parts where you wait, go for the go. Oh my god, the dogs! The dogs are everywhere, and you can't sneak up on them. They're dogs.
Yeah, I smell you.
Nothing you have said in the last 5 minutes has made any sense.
It is really hot in here.
Is it bad that I'm totally following his thread though? Like, that's more
I'm
about
good.
me or him?
I'll tap out. You guys are good.
I've been in a perpetual fever dream since that dining experience last night. So
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh, Knobs, your audio dropped out. I don't think he can hear us either.
tried to scale out. Did I?
Your audio just completely dropped out up until it tried to scale out.
Yeah, that was great. You're over there pantomiming stuff, and I just have no idea what he's doing.
No, just words flowing out.
It's going to be even better on the audio version because they'll be able to hear that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yes. You'll be like, what? Huh?
Anywho.
Yeah.
Anyway, lead pipes going around, scaling up walls, and they have like the left-right mechanic going up.
Okay.
And then you're trying to sneak up and you're climbing a ledge, and you're clearly like, hi, what's going on? And
Hey,
meanwhile,
buddy.
there's a dude right in front of you just shooting your face off. You're like, gosh, man, I don't know if I have the patience for this right now. So I soldiered through, wah. But now apparently the Nazis have drones, which that's not terrifying at all when I'm armed with lead pipes. Oh, what else? What other notes did I take? I was like, oh great, there's Nazi drones. Like, thank you.
It's the worst kind of drone.
This is just what I need. Just like these things have to have a worse connotation, but they're Nazi drones.
Yeah.
Big neck and eyes dogs back.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, but the fever dreams are still in there though. which I
Oh.
really enjoyed. Like I played through a level of Wolfenstein today, like the old school. Like they matched that so perfect, where the shadows and everything like turn like all weird, these weird angles and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Nice.
And these guys take like two bullets. The blue guys take like 90. Like like there's no disparagation. It's like, okay, yeah, so they're a foot taller and yet they take like 1,000 times more damage and everything
Yeah.
else. Yeah, and there are dogs in that mode now. Like this could get any worse.
Yeah.
Were there dogs in Sphere of Destiny and Castle Wolfenstein?
Thought there were later on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
They were scary.
Yeah.
Oh, they cover some ground. Like,
That's what I remember about them. They were fast.
yeah, they're all up in your chops like real quick.
Yeah.
Let me see. Not stealth missions. Whatever. Tetherball super soldiers. I don't know. I have no coherence right now.
Are
That's
you
okay.
enjoying it?
Oh
Is
yeah,
it
the
okay?
game. The game looks awesome.
Yeah.
And it still has the same mechanic where if there's like a leader guy that has like the radio and you go and you take him out, and then if you take all the leaders out in the area, there's no reinforcements.
Mm-hmm.
I got caught in some crazy area where I just could not get to the second dude. Like he would catch me every time. He's like, haha, Shiza, come here. And then like
And you're just like, really, bro?
and we're like, come on. Like, and really, why do so there's like 5 guys in the area. If you get caught, there's like 25. Like, it's just like 20 dudes are showing up now. You messed up.
Well, the Nazis figured out cloning, so.
Oh,
They did.
yeah. When you blow someone up with like an explosive barrel or like the mashed potato grenade, man, it is like the great like red mist. Like
Oh,
when
yeah, just
the
like-
body just like psst, like yeah, you're like, oh, that is so cool. But the worst, I don't know why I said the worst, but it's fun. Like it's more Wolfenstein, and I'm really enjoying this game.
Nice. I like the
Minus-
idea of a mashed
minus-
potato grenade much more than the potato masher grenades.
Yeah.
Mashed potato grenade sounds delicious right now.
Yeah.
It totally goes with mashed potatoes,
I did
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
but I don't know. I'm really warm.
Hannah, what did you play?
I played a few
First off,
things,
how
actually.
warm is it there?
It's in the mid to upper 70s.
So is it in the napping range inside?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
boy.
just woke up from like a 2-hour nap,
That's
but I can't
dangerous.
tell if that was the weather or the hangover.
Could be both.
It's probably both.
Yeah.
Played a bunch of You Don't Know Jack last night. Had a bunch of
Ooh.
friends over for birthday shenanigans. Yesterday I turned the ripe old age of 29.
Nice. So
Hooray.
close.
You're
So-
only 29.
Yep. I know I look like I'm 50, but you know.
No. I mean, like it was. I thought you were at least 30.
Nope.
I'm in the ballpark.
Yeah.
You got a 1-year window either way, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. There you go. But we played a bunch of that, and so the interesting thing about that is you can't use controllers for that for multiplayer. You have to use phones.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, which I was like, I had my best friend. I was like, hey, you got 2 PS4 controllers? Bring them on over. We'll play some You Don't Know Jack. And we were like, spent like 10 minutes setting them up and getting them synced up, and then we load up the game, and it's like, hey, get out your phone. We were like,
Okay, great.
come on,
Thanks.
like not even the
Oh.
option.
best laid plans.
Yeah, right. So we ended up playing a whole bunch of that for a good couple of hours there. It's still You Don't Know Jack. It's still really funny. I really wish they would. I mean, that's one of the few franchises I would love to see annualized. Just literally the same engine, and I would pay $20 for a whole new set of episodes, like every 6 months.
Yeah.
I would love that. Just some more topical questions, some really interesting stuff, you know?
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done that. It seemed like they were
So-
getting behind doing a lot of DLC, but like I feel like for that type of game, you want to have like You Don't Know Jack 2015, and like it has 15, 20 more episodes in it.
Well, and so the thing they did was they did the Facebook game where they did like a new
Oh,
episode
right.
every week.
Right.
And that was really cool, but they took that down recently.
Well, and they also put a lot of time and energy behind Fibbage,
Yeah.
which seemed to have done really well for them.
Yeah, and that one's pretty cool too. So Fibbage and then Drawful is pretty
Yeah, they
interesting.
made Drawful too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then it's all in that Jackbox Party Pack on
Oh, right.
PS4, which is what we were playing. We were playing that. We were playing, No Jack 2014 or whatever it is in the Party Pack.
Yeah.
And that was a ton of fun. I forgot that I had signed up for the Rocket League beta back in April,
Oh yeah.
and I finally put that code into the PSN store and got that downloaded. That's a cool game.
I've been seeing a lot of gifs of that on Reddit, and that seems like a pretty cool game.
It's pretty awesome. I like the way they handle it. So you start each sort of round. You're all set up, and you have to drive towards the giant ball and hit it. You don't like immediately drop into a game. Like I haven't had it where I'm dropping in mid I don't know if you'd call it a set or a match. I don't have a lot of terminology around this game yet. I played a few rounds yesterday and just was barely starting to get my head around the controls. It's really cool. It's a really cool concept for a video game.
Yeah.
And I highly suggest if you can find, because I know they were giving out beta keys this week, and that's when I realized I had already requested one back in April. If you can get a hold of one, try it out. This is a really interesting game. I'd love to play this for Wednesday night game night.
I think the
PS4.
PS4 subreddit has been giving out a lot of keys too. So
Yeah.
if you're in search for one, go check that out.
Yeah, it's definitely something I would like to play with people I know as opposed to just random strangers on the internet. Played a little bit of Tomb Raider 2013, the current Game Club game. I'm enjoying it with a few caveats. There were some spots in the beginning where they introduced some mechanics, and I was sort of like, "Oh, we're doing that one." Okay. And I don't want to talk about it too much. I'd rather save it for the recap podcast and get into that. But this is a very pretty game.
Yeah, the definitive edition is
very pretty
really
game.
nice.
Yeah, I've already taken a whole bunch of screenshots because I'm just like, ooh, neat.
Oh, look at this thing.
It's like Bender with his camera on Futurama. Neat.
Yeah.
Played a bunch more Shovel Knight. I am real close to finishing that up. I got to the last set of levels. The Tower of, what do they call it in there?
I don't remember.
It's like the last two levels. I got past the first level, and I'm in the second one. I have a feeling it's not actually the last two. I feel like it's gonna be like a Dr. Wily situation, and it opens up 5 more levels after this.
No.
No? Okay.
No, it's kind of nice because by that point, I think it's the last 2 levels and then the boss level, which is
Yeah.
has a little bit of ramp up to the boss. But
Okay.
beyond, it's kind of nice because I thought it was gonna be that situation, and those levels are tough.
Yes.
So I'm really happy there aren't 20 of them that I'd be I feel like that'd be too much because they're just difficult enough that you're all right, I'm at the end here, so these are nice and challenging.
Yeah. This game, it's sitting between 1 and 3 on my top 10 for this year already.
Yeah.
It is a phenomenal just piece of work. I mean,
So good.
you don't get a game this good a year, and I'm really happy I waited to play it on PS4 and Vita because it is a perfect Vita game.
Yeah.
It looks great. It sounds great. It plays phenomenally. There's some really weird timing stuff with the some of the relics you use. I forget which one it's called. It's the propeller dagger. You
That one's weird.
That one is weird because you can jump up, you can propel yourself forward, and then he does a front flip, and there's this probably 10 to 12 frames of animation where you can't actually do anything else.
Yeah.
You can't perform any other moves, but you have to use this to traverse the world. And so you'll jump and you'll dash and then you'll wait for the flip to end and then you have to hit down so you do your shovel hit on an enemy so that you bounce off of it and onto the next ledge.
Yeah.
But if you hit down too soon, you don't actually do your hit. You just collide with the enemy, take damage, and die.
Yeah.
So it was.
That sounds awful.
It's not
is
that
until
bad.
you get it down.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but I didn't get a lot of experience with that dagger thing because I think I played that level last.
Yeah, same
so
here.
like I hit the final boss area with it. I found ways around needing that. I think that's one of the interesting parts of the final couple levels is they're tough and they expect you to be kind of on your A game at that point, but
Yeah.
you have so many relics and you have so many options at that point that there are a couple of different ways of going about finishing those levels that I was like, okay, well, I kind of suck with that relic, so I'm going to try a bunch of other ones, and I finally found another one that got me around it. So I could kind of skip that whole headache.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
The one thing I do like is the little like bonus levels they have that are specifically built around certain relic mechanics.
I liked those a lot.
So I hit that first before I went to the last two levels so that I could get used to that particular
Yeah.
relic. So that was a ton of fun. If you haven't played Shovel Knight, you need to. There's like literally no excuse at this point. It's out on PC. It's out on everything. I think it's out on Xbox One even, isn't it?
Yeah, Xbox One, PS4, Vita.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it came out on the last gen consoles.
I don't know if it did.
I
I
don't
want to say
remember.
no. But yeah, that's a really great game. That is the Nintendo game that we never got.
Yeah. Also, it's out on
3DS.
Wii U and 3DS. Both of those versions have a bunch of different features. The 3DS one has some sort of multiplayer like versus thing, and the Wii U one has like a Dark Souls note leaving mechanic in it. With
Cool.
I think it uses that. What is that feature on Wii U where people are always drawing pictures and leaving notes after levels and stuff? I don't even remember what it's called. Someone in the chat will say it, but
For sure.
You can leave like Dark Souls styled notes along the levels for all that
Nice.
stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, I played a whole bunch of Destiny this week.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Boston did of course, the weekly and the nightfall. That was Omnigul this week, right?
Yeah, I live streamed that. It was both the Hannah and I and Knives 311 joined us.
Yes.
Which was super cool. We ran through a bunch of stuff, and as always, it went hilariously wrong almost immediately.
Yes. Yes, it did.
So I think we streamed for about an hour.
Yeah. Something like that.
So it was pretty good amount of stuff. Have you
Yeah.
played since then?
I haven't really played since the patch, except to get my Cetarian Rapier finally
Nice.
from the Crucible, and that was really satisfying.
It's so
Finally
good.
got that. Like 3 in the morning. I think I sent you the screenshot. I was like, I finally got it.
Yeah, I woke up and I had
passed out.
a message from PSN on my phone, and it was like it was at like 12:57 a.m. and I was like, who the hell is sending me a note? And it was just you. You're like, I finally got it. And I was just like, what?
Etiquette out the window.
Yeah. So
For sure.
We typically don't talk about Destiny too much, but the pre-House of Wolves patch dropped this week, and there's a lot of extra stuff that Bungie did not tease in this patch, which is pretty sweet.
Yep.
The Queen's Emissary lady showed back up in the tower and has a whole bunch of genuine bounties for, hey, here are people that have wronged us, go out and kill them in these areas. I think Bungie deserves a lot of credit because they brought them back in a way that really fosters strangers coming together to kill really difficult stuff in each one of these areas.
Yeah.
Because a level 32 and I was level 32, got surprised and ambushed by one of these groups of enemies, and it took everything we had for the two of us to take that group of enemies down.
Wow.
Like, they are significantly more difficult than the normal enemies that are wandering around, or any of the normal bounties.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice to see them, as much as stuff they've been teasing lately for House of Wolves, it was kind of nice to have some sort of surprise coming into the game again, where it's sort of like, hey, here's all this cool stuff leading up to Tuesday.
Yeah.
So go figure it out. Go crazy. I kind of liked that.
Yeah, I haven't touched it since then, unfortunately. The most I've played was like I said, I did a bunch of Crucible to get that. That's not auto rifle, scout rifle,
Yep.
and then I picked up the Truth rocket launcher from Zur when he had that this week.
I did too. That's one of the last ones I need.
Rocket launcher's called the Truth.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just called Truth. Yeah.
Yep.
That thing is a beast. I've gotten killed by it so many times in PvP, and I'm very excited to level it up.
to turn that table.
Well, because its very last skill you unlock says something about rockets track enemies aggressively.
Yeah.
That thing takes almost a 90-degree turn if it sees you. Like,
Yeah.
that thing is brutal. And it's always been like, haha, I jumped over it. Nope, it passed by me and then came back around and blew me up.
Yeah.
Does it hold a little sign like beep?
I mean,
it should.
It should, yeah. I mean, that's basically how it is.
Yeah,
But-
I'm excited to use that.
Yeah.
Combine that with I need to get a decent legendary shotgun instead of just having invective all the time because that's a nice one, but I would like a nice shotgun alongside Thorn so I can go into PvP and just be like, all right, tag you with poison, I'm gonna run up to you and shotgun.
Well, the nice part about the House of Wolves coming out is you already passed rank 3 on PvP, so now that you don't need those stupid commendations anymore, you can just kind of get the marks and then go buy stuff. So there should be a bunch of good shotguns coming out.
Awesome.
Because they refresh all of those faction equipment. So like the 3 factions and then Crucible will have new stuff.
Woo!
Yeah.
New gear. It's always the best. But that pretty much wraps up what I played this week.
I played a bunch more Etrian Mystery Dungeon.
Ooh.
Last time I think I was in the 2nd dungeon. Now I've finished the 4th one. Man, this game is so tough. It's kind of nice to play a game that it's not really easy to overlevel.
Ooh.
So when you're playing the normal Mystery Dungeon stuff, it's just you have your character and then the other 3 are wandering behind you in sort of standard JRPG. And the theme, when you're fighting enemies, they can kind of fan out a little bit. You can give them a little bit of intelligence. You can give them macros. You can tell them, you can have them do specific things if you like, or you can have them, you can sort of turn on or off their skills. So there's a little bit of sort of automation they have there. But when you go to the bottom of a dungeon and you run into a boss, you have to move each one of your party members individually. So you control each one of them, which I originally thought sounded like a really bad idea, but they're so tough that you really have to. You can't let your party members really go by themselves because they're not going to make the best judgment.
Like children.
Yeah, it's like herding cats.
Yes.
So I finished the 4th dungeon, and what they introduce at that point is the DOE system, and it's kind of making fun of the FOE system in the Etrian Odyssey series.
Okay.
And basically what this does is, I think I talked about forts last time, where you get to set up like forts at the top of each dungeon, and you put party members in them. What those are important for is if a DOE gets to the main, if they sort of go all the way up to the top of a dungeon and escape, they'll go to the town, and they'll basically destroy the town.
So what does DOE stand for?
No idea. They are totally not interested in defining that at all, which I think is kind of funny.
That's pretty entertaining. All right.
I don't remember what FOE...
I was like, I didn't want to ask because I feel like maybe I just zonked out for a second there and missed your explanation.
No, I might have just zonked out, playing the game where it defined it. But I think they're trying to make fun of the FOE system in the Etrian Odyssey series.
Which, I mean, clearly that's faux.
But it stands for something stupid, and I don't remember what.
Okay.
But, so if they make it up to the town, they destroy the town, and a lot of that stuff is just unavailable for a couple of days. So if they make it all the way to the top, but a fort is there, it blocks them from moving to the town. They'll go all the way back down to the bottom of the dungeon again. So it gives you time to go back in, build a tower, etc., etc. What I didn't understand is you can run into them in the dungeon, and they will mess your business up. Like, they are way stronger than anything you have. It took me probably 20 minutes to fight one of them in the dungeon.
Ooh.
And normal enemies take like 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to see that
they're like the blue guys.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So it's kind of nice to see that they're layering more and more stuff on it. I finished the 4th dungeon, and the game did the thing that RPGs do that I really hate when they do, which is basically like, we're not going to open up the next dungeon yet. Just start doing a bunch of missions. It's like, no, I've been doing missions the whole game. I have like 30 of them under my belt. Just open up the next stupid dungeon.
Yeah.
I want to go into mysterious dungeons. Come on. So I sort of put that down. I feel like that's going to be the roadblock for me to continue playing this game, unfortunately. I really don't want it to be, but like I had momentum, and the game's like, maybe just take a breather.
Maybe just slow your roll a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I don't want my roll to be slowed. I would like to continue rolling. So last game I had this week is, unsurprisingly, I purchased the Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD remaster. I went on Amazon, and it didn't say that I had purchased it. It just showed up from Amazon. So,
fantastic.
Yeah. So I figured, well, I have it. Why don't I put it in? And disappointingly, it looks way better.
Oh, come on.
So now you're like, oh, okay.
I finished it. I finished 10 today. So
Well, tell me it's cross-save and you didn't go from 0 to done.
No, it totally has cross-save. And it was so impressive because I loaded up the game and it already had my save.
That's awesome.
And it was already just done.
I was going to plan an intervention, honestly.
No, if it didn't have my cross-save, I'm like 60 hours deep in that game.
Okay.
If I didn't have cross-save, I probably
better.
would have just hopped over to 10.2, which I will do eventually. But
I was very concerned that you had just stopped.
No. I got a job, man. Like I got stuff to do.
Yeah, your job's Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome. So I finished that, and boy, that game looks really good. It seems like they took the time to kind of turn up the quality on all the main character models and a lot of the enemy models for monsters that are really big. So they're kind of more showpieces. It looks good. They have the option of changing back to the original soundtrack because people are crazy and they don't like the new soundtrack, which, whatever. The person who made that soundtrack got pushed out of the industry by crazy fanboys. So shut the hell up. Now you have the old soundtrack. And the only thing I think I have to say kind of bad about it, and it's not the game's fault, is a lot of the CG is starting to look long in the tooth. You could tell they took the original, like, pre-PS2 cutscenes and kind of re-rendered them in 1080p, so they look pretty good. But there's some of them where, there's a lot of little particles, there's some stuff that's shimmery, and it's just sort of like, it looks like old cutscenes, which
it just looks like it, rather than actual like dated and like small graphic files, the just techniques they used look kind of like
which I can't really.
It's a stylistic thing as opposed to like a technical thing.
Yeah, which I can't really fault because this game is like almost 15 years old now, so I can't be mad about that. It's sort of funny when you look at the in-engine stuff, which looks really good, and then it cuts over to cutscene, and you're sort of like, okay.
Yeah.
Which obviously was the opposite on the PS2.
Yeah.
So I finished 10. I always think that ending is more poignant than the rest of the game put together, because I think the story of that game is super dumb.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of investigating now looking at maybe getting the platinum for it.
Oh,
I think it might be a pretty good amount of time, but I think I have a lot of this stuff already in place that I need to do it. So I might try to do that. If it's going to be, like another 60 hours, I'll probably just hop over to 10.2 and start playing that. But I don't know. I have fun playing Final Fantasy X. I just really don't have a good time. I don't enjoy the story of that game at all. And I think time has shown that the voice acting in that game is largely pretty bad.
yeah.
It could have been fixed, I think, by divorcing the lip flaps from the voice acting. Because they try to do. Why are you guys laughing? I don't understand.
I like the phrase divorcing the lip.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, everybody knows that in anime it's called lip. You're singing the lip flaps.
Lip flaps.
Yeah. So unfortunately, they try to do that. They don't do what Square was doing after that, which is we're gonna take the English voice acting and then we'll resynchronize the lip movements to it afterwards. So we'll just get a natural voice acting.
There's got to be some middleware for that.
I'm sure there is now, but 15 years ago, it's just like, I don't know, man. We did it once, so just match it up to what the flaps are doing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it just, so much of it falls flat because they're trying to do the anime, like, rush through the lines, and it just doesn't work. And the story kind of sucks. So,
wait, 10's the one with Tidus, right?
it is.
The main character kind of
Okay.
sucks.
Yeah. And the main characters does kind of suck. And a lot of the characters kind of suck in it.
Yep.
And I don't care about a lot of what they're doing. And I think
Except for Oron. Man.
Oron's pretty cool. I always thought Lulu was pretty cool, even though she has like 10 lines in the game. And that's kind of about it.
Yeah.
Waka
That's
sucks.
That's the one with the giant whale monster, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Named Sin. Yeah. And I forgot how much of a pain in the ass the final dungeon was. Because, like, so you can get through this entire final dungeon, which kind of has two major areas. And the enemy encounter rate is so high. And it's just, eventually I just put on a piece of equipment that has no encounters, and I just flew through the rest of it.
Nice.
The final area, you're put in this little arena where the camera is automatically spinning around.
Ugh.
You have to collect 10 of these things that just randomly show up. But they give you no impression of what you actually have to do. And then, like, the final bosses, it's almost impossible to die on any of them. So there's no real challenge at all. It's like the final boss of Final Fantasy 13, where everything before that was so hard, and you get to the final boss, and you're like, oh, I killed the final boss in 3 hits.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, that sucks.
It always reminds me of, like, Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. It's like, the final boss is not the final boss. Getting to the final boss is the actual final boss.
Yeah, and it's just...
And that's a bad way to end a game.
Especially in an RPG, where it's like, look, I've spent 60 hours getting to this point. Like, can I at least...
Yeah.
I should be using, like, my mega elixirs, and I should be using all this cool stuff I've been hoarding throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
But, oh, wait, now he's dead. Okay. Cool. So, I don't know,
Well, maybe it's your fault for being good at it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's my fault for not being terrible.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I have always liked the ending of 10. I think it carries a pretty good message that I think the rest of the game doesn't capture, and I think the rest of the game kind of wastes what ending is there. But I think it's pretty good, and I really like 10 too. I know I'm like one of the 10 humans on this earth that really like that game.
You're not humans.
That's true. We are less than.
Yes.
So I'm kind of looking forward to going back in that game. I never played the international edition of it, which added a whole ton of extra stuff. So I'm kind of excited to do that. But I've been saying I need to play more new games. I'm gonna play more Final Fantasy X. So I'm a liar. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We're laughing. I'm the one playing Halo 2.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is like, we're moving into E3, so work is going to be really tough over the next month or so. Yeah. So, like, I just need that comfort food game where I can just come home at the end of the day and I will go pop in Final Fantasy X and I will capture monsters, or I will pop in Destiny and I will do whatever thing I'm going to do in House of Wolves. I don't know yet, but you kind of need, when work gets tough, you need that comfort food.
Yeah.
When work gets tough, you need 10 too.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all I've been playing this week, so let's take a break.
Sweet.
Yeah, I need water, and I'm gonna crank the AC because this is unbearable.
Yeah, I'm getting a little punchy in here. I think I'm stuck to my chair.
I'm gonna start getting sweat lines like right here.
Oh, yeah, they're the worst.
The underboob.
I'm gonna eat a little bit of food then. Open this package down here, since it's incredibly loud. How's everyone in chat doing? We already have one question from the other GZ. If anyone else has any other questions for the questions section, go ahead and pop those in chat. I should probably see if I can eat this thing before I eat it. Contains almond, peanut, and soy. Good, I'm good. Well, it contains whole grain oats. Maybe I'm not good. Coach Jamal says, anyone else excited for a Divinity Original Sin coming to consoles? This guy. I will pick that up on PS4. No hesitation. Grown Gamer says, you don't know Heat, come to Vegas. We'll never go to Vegas again. We went to Vegas in the summer. That was a bad idea. It's so hot. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, this is good.
Alright, come on.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, hi. Oh, man. Why is this so tiny?
Why are you so small?
That's a lot of nuts! Oh my gosh, I gotta watch that. I haven't watched a movie in years. Kung Pao.
I was thinking about that the other day. With all those product placement for Taco Bell songs.
I love watching the whatchamacallit, the version of what he's actually saying and not what they dubbed over.
Oh, yeah. That movie is so dumb.
Yes, my wife is very pretty. Yeah, so I bought the Holy Mountain and El Topo.
Okay.
And I watched the Holy Mountain, and man, if there's any visual representation of what a fever dream is,
You captured it.
it's glorious to look at and completely crazy and nonsensical, and it is.
It's a beautiful disaster.
It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
That's saying something. Let's see if Hannah comes back or if he just passed out somewhere.
He's taking a naked nap.
I'll just put a little sign over his chair that says "out to lunch."
Back with the little clock.
Yeah. Back at 3 p.m.
Oh. I swear I just cleaned out my inbox, and how is there 116 messages in there?
How does that
Jeez.
happen?
Like, I literally just deleted 800 emails. Somehow you missed 116 of them.
Stupid email.
Ugh, it's the worst. Almost the point where I'm going to register a new one and then segregate all the important stuff to this one and just ignoring the rest of them.
Yeah, you've lost it to the spammers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my Yahoo account's just boned.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you just gotta dip out.
Well, then Hotmail was that way, and then it slowed down to now that's the one that's usable anymore.
Yeah.
And well, other than that, in Gmail does a good job of automatically segregating things, so you don't have to read them. Select all, delete.
Yeah, that's true.
Are we getting Into the Void this year? Or Enter the Void, Legacy of the Void?
I think it's in open beta right now, so maybe sometime in the next 5 years.
Because I'm really itching to play it. For some reason, like, I just keep like, God, I really want to play StarCraft right now.
Did you finish the second one?
Oh, yeah.
I never finished that one. I keep thinking about going back to it.
Man, they do those campaigns so well.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's always my weakness.
Yeah, but Old Blood is really good. I'm just, like I think I'm gonna go back and pick up the other old Wolfenstein that was on the 360.
Oh yeah, what was that?
The
Just
New Order or
Oh,
something?
New
I
Order.
think it was just New Order was on.
I think it was just called
This
Wolfenstein.
one. Yeah, I think it was just called Wolfenstein.
I heard that was pretty okay.
If it's anything like these, it's probably a solid game.
I don't think it was as good, but I hear it was still pretty good.
New Order was really good. Oh man.
Yeah, I really just gotta sit down and play that.
What you should sit down and play is Shadow Warrior. I think you'll really love that game.
Yeah, I should just bang streaming that. I'm trying to stream more. I'm
I
trying
am
to
too.
find things to stream other than Destiny.
Well, I mean, like every time I was streaming Shadow Warrior, I was just laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
Like as you should in that. And then the game's so it's so much fun to stream and talk with that game because it just lends itself to so much dumb conversation.
Just to be along for the ride.
It is really good too. It was a really fun game to play. Like I reloaded and started a little bit of New Game Plus, but I didn't play anything of any note.
Yeah.
And I keep going back to that Dragon Ball Z game like a battered child, like a battered wife. Like it's just
Maybe this time I'll have fun.
yeah.
No.
Hey, Trunks, hey! Fuck you, you purple-headed douchebag. Like,
Oh, Dragon Ball Z games. Why do we love to hate you?
Well, because they were fun there for a little bit, and then it just kept becoming the same thing. Like, wait a minute.
Wait, I've done this before.
I've done this before.
This looks awful familiar.
Yeah, but there's really not much that is coming out that I really just want to sink my teeth into.
Yeah, that's been my kind of concern. The Witcher 3, I think, is something that I could sink my teeth into, but I'm kind of waiting for people to get more hands on the PS4 version.
For what?
Witcher 3.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of reviewers reviewed the PS4 version, but I'm sort of waiting to see if they have a day one patch on that.
What is that?
What's what?
What do you-
Juice?
Probably naked juice? Yeah.
Poison.
Delicious.
Oh, they're so good.
Oh, that stuff's so bad.
Great for hangovers.
That's
So
true.
bad for you.
Not in a hangover. Everything's good for you.
Everything. Especially that Mongolian beef I had for lunch. Oh.
coming from the guy that just does nothing but eat donuts all day.
Touche.
Fair enough.
Oh my god, that Iga thing looks amazing.
That's our first news story, Wade.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, yes, take it all.
Did you back it?
Is the Kickstarter still open?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It has like 20 days left on it.
Yeah.
26 days.
I'm definitely gonna back it. I don't think I can black hammer that one.
Yeah. No, I tossed a hundo at it for the physical edition.
Nice.
Yeah, I think $100 is worth it.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right, you guys ready for this next segment?
Yes. Oh, it's so good.
Get all the fruits in me.
The strawberry banana, man.
Bring me back to life.
Sugar. It's nothing but sugar.
And that's
It's
what
gonna
I
fix his
need right
hangover.
now.
Yeah.
No, it's got electrolytes.
Yeah,
It's
that's
got
what
the
plants
body
need.
craves.
Half time.
That's it. I need to find. All right. I've been kicking around buying this Brondo shirt for years. I'm totally buying one.
Yeah, why not?
It's got what the body craves. Oh, I love that movie. All right. No. Yeah. Use my mouse for this. Hold on. Which I have that pulled up. That is. I have way too many tabs open. Enhance. It's only two. I should probably have it memorized, but all right. All right. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases for the week of May 18th, 2015. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt for the PlayStation 4, XBO, and PC.
We were talking about this a bit during the break. I really hope that this continues to review really well, because I feel like I need another game to sink my teeth into.
Yeah.
Get my chompers in.
Yep.
I wish I was into these games. I don't know what the hurdle is for me to just pick one up.
They just
The
don't click with you.
Dense lore.
I
Fantasy
I don't
tomfoolery.
know. I like fantasy tomfoolery,
Yeah.
but just as long as it doesn't have final in it somewhere.
You might like this game because it's kind of an open world action RPG. Throwing spells.
I don't know. Like I sit there, I've had it in my hand. I had Witcher 2 in my hand like several times. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe it just has to have a shinier cover. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, shiny. Is it glow in the dark?
I'll send you one that has tinfoil on it.
you do your embossing in tinfoil. All right, and rounding out release this week, Life is Strange Episode 3 for the PlayStation 4, XBO, and PC.
I'm so excited.
I
Can't
really
wait.
got to play that first episode. I've loaded it up once.
You really do. The ending of the second episode sort of sealed this series for me, so.
Yeah?
That's so
Cool.
good. All right, let's move on to news stories. First off, like promised, Iga's Castlevania spiritual successor, let's call it, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Kickstarter is now out. It was funded, let's say, nearly immediately. I think it was in like 45 minutes. It got its
it was something
$500,000
crazy
goal.
like that, yeah.
Now it's at $2.25 million.
Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting to be kind of excited by it, but I'm excited to see him and his team make another one of these games that he very clearly loves making.
Yeah.
Also, he seems to love making fun of himself, based on the pitch video, which was really good.
Yeah.
Just him being a modern-day vampire wandering around a castle. That was pretty okay.
It would be a lot funnier if he didn't realize he was making fun of himself, and that was just him.
Yeah, if that was just him, like, drinking
that's
wine
almost
out
better.
of a goblet all the time.
Yeah.
It always kind of reminds me of Itagaki and his rock star
His
persona.
Yeah, both very memorable people.
Yeah.
So this Kickstarter has 26 days to go, so they're out of stretch goals here, so I don't know if you need to give them more money, but they have a pretty cool looking physical edition that I backed them for, so I think it's going to be kind of cool. And it's nice to see it's nice to see him making games again. I got into a conversation with someone on Twitter this past week and I agree that I hope that after he makes this game, and same with the guy that's making Mighty Number 9, whose name I never remember, I hope to see them
Keiji
try...
Inafune.
Yes. I hope to see them make something else after they kind of get this under their belt. You know, like, they've proved the Kickstarter works for them. They sort of made another game that they're famous for. And I'd like to see them spread their wings a little bit and kind of make something totally different. Hey.
What are you writing down?
Don't worry.
That came across really clear.
Yeah. I'd like to see them make something like a pet project that they've always wanted to make that's maybe a little bit weird, a little bit different.
Yeah.
So, hopefully. Who owns Oculus Rift now? Facebook? Facebook came out with the recommended hardware specs for the Oculus Rift, since it's now officially coming in early 2016. So you need an NVIDIA GTX 970 or an AMD 290 equivalent or greater. That seems fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not crazy. An Intel i5 4590 equivalent or greater. That's
Sweet.
okay.
Yeah.
8 gigs of RAM or higher. You probably have that if you're gaming. That seems fair. An HDMI 1.3 video output. You have that if you have one of those video cards. 2 USB 3 ports. If you don't have that, like me, you probably know you need to upgrade your motherboard already.
Yeah.
And Windows 7 SP1 or newer, which I hope you have by this point.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to run on XP.
Yeah. We're not we're not officially supporting XP, but
someone will get it to work.
Yeah.
Some madman.
I think that seems fairly reasonable. I was expecting that to be higher, but
yeah, I'm curious. Did they specified Windows? They didn't say Linux or anything in there. That's a little strange to me.
They don't. Here we go. Oculus chief architect Altman Binstock, which is an awesome name.
That's not a real name.
Yeah, that's
That's a pseudonym.
Yeah. Oh, the guy that was responsible for that was Bob down in accounting. We let him go.
Yeah.
He says, quote, "Our development for OS X and Linux has been paused in order to focus on delivering a high-quality consumer-level VR experience, blah, 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 blah."
Okay.
And no timeline. So I'm expecting someone on Linux and OS X in probably the first 48 hours this thing is out to have some unofficial driver. So,
Yeah.
And then Oculus will hire them and be like, "Hey, look at this support, yay!" All right.
For sure.
So, kind of interesting. I'm still not super interested in VR, but I'm happy to hear that. I think Valve's VR is coming out this year, and then Oculus is coming out early next year. And I don't think Sony has a time for Morpheus.
Project Morpheus.
Yeah, Project Morpheus. I'm sure that'll be at E3 pretty
I hope
heavily
it
this
comes
year.
with a blue pill.
Yeah.
I think if they don't show Morpheus plus No Man's Sky at E3 this year as a sort of like, hey, these two things work really well together, I'd be pretty surprised.
Same here.
I don't know anything, just to make that very clear, but that seems to be a chocolate and peanut butter sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, next news story: Nintendo says that they're thinking about the Nintendo NX being region free. Apparently, there've been a lot of pressure on them to make their consoles make the consoles region free at all. They said they won't be doing it for 3DS or Wii U because of reasons, but they say they're thinking about it for the NX. I'm still kind of surprised about region free and region locking being such a thing, because so many games come out across so many
Territories.
regions. But then I always remember, oh right, Europe continually gets screwed on some, especially RPGs, where it's like, oh yeah, we're totally going to come out in like 2023. And it's like, well, what? Like, I could just pay $80 and import this from Amazon, and I'd be good. So maybe that's a thing we need, sort of overall.
Yeah.
So
that'd be nice. I don't know. I don't understand the necessity of region locking in this day and age with cell phones and things like that.
Yeah,
Everything's pretty international already. Stop making it worse.
yeah, yeah. I
Well,
don't know.
the only person it's hurting is the people that want to buy the product.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It's just people that want to buy. They want to buy the games. They just also don't want to import an American 3DS.
yeah,
Right.
That they shouldn't have to.
hmm
That's a little crazy.
Essentially, the hardware is the same thing. It's just
Yeah, it has on the firmware. It's just ends in an E instead of a
Yeah.
U or something.
yeah.
Next news story: Konami continues their downward spiral into insanity.
hmm
The new Konami CEO I didn't read this name, Hideki Hayakawa, said that our main platform will be mobiles.
oh,
End quote. Following the pay-as-you-play model of games like Power Pro and Pro Evo Soccer with additional content, our games must move from selling things like items to selling things like features.
I
So
hate everything you just said.
he says, well, he notes that Konami hopes games like Metal Gear Solid 5 continue to do well. The company is always thinking about how to push its franchises onto mobile. So, nice knowing you.
Oh God.
When has that worked for anyone?
No, never. It's just really disappointing for a company that was so strong for since before the NES, I think.
hmm
And put out so many titles on so many platforms that were really, really, really great, including Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
That it's really disappointing to see another development company and another publisher chasing mobile.
Yeah.
You can do both.
Yeah.
You don't have to, but I don't know if they have the staffing or the or whatever in place to maybe do both well at the same time. Maybe
Yeah.
they just have to focus on doing one. So
I don't know.
Well,
A lot
okay.
of the go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, well, let's just call this the death knell of Konami.
mhm.
And who would you like to see their catalog go to?
Platinum.
that would be really rich to.
Yeah.
I want a platinum Contra.
Jeez, boy, those are the right
Yeah.
two words together, man.
Yup.
I don't know if I can beat that.
Yeah, neither could I.
Yeah,
Because
You're welcome.
yeah,
yeah, because one of my favorite companies is the death knell of everything anymore. So
yeah.
Oh man, I just
Uh,
I just don't think they understand their customer base in gaming at all. If they think they're going to be able to push play things like Metal Gear Solid into mobile, and
No,
people
they-
will still buy it.
I mean, they missed their window like by what, a decade to
Probably.
even attempt to do this.
Well, that's been the problem with a lot of Japanese companies ever since 7th Gen started, is that,
The internet. They missed the internet.
well, the internet and also not really understanding, if you think about gaming before that, it was very, very closed companies making games that they know you'll enjoy.
Yeah.
And if you don't, well, that's fine. You just didn't understand. But now there's bigger community, there's a lot better stuff, and Konami has been so dismissive and antagonistic over the questionable weird firing of Kojima, the just scorched earth approach they took of PT,
yeah.
where you can't even download it anymore if you have the license.
Yeah.
And it's all these weird, like, semi-anti-consumer attitudes where it's just sort of like, no, man, don't worry about it. Like, they've never made a statement about what's happening with MGS5 or what's happening with Kojima. I don't expect them to go, like, scan the employee review they had with Kojima and be like, well, he missed all these goals and all this other stuff. But you sort of expect a little bit more transparency for one of the most beloved franchises and one of the most beloved developers who seems to be getting pushed out.
Well, I mean, they did the same thing with the Ego too. Like, I
That's
mean,
true.
they just
They just froze him out.
I mean, you don't leave your prize stallions in the stables for the races. I mean, it's like your company's clout is built on 3 or 4 different individuals and their creative minds, and you don't force the talent out.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that's
it's
the problem.
frustrating.
That's the problem that Nintendo is gonna have when Miyamoto leaves.
Yep.
I don't know if Miyamoto will ever just leave. I'm pretty sure he's gonna die there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, at some point they don't have him, and they overworked whatever the guy's name is that made Smash.
Yeah.
And he's like, his arm still doesn't work. It's been like 9 months, and his arm is still almost broken. Like they're pushing all of their high quality talent out, and I don't know why, but it's going to be real trouble for a lot of these companies.
It's going to be real interesting times for Japanese video games in the coming generation and beyond.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see for so many years, Japan was the hotbed of everything when it came to, especially console gaming, maybe not necessarily PC. I think, North America's always reigned supreme when it came to PC gaming.
Sure.
But Japan, you wouldn't have anything right now if Nintendo hadn't come in after the crash in the 80s and launched the NES in New York to, these rave reviews and, really sort of gave gaming the kick in the pants it needed to become a $1 billion industry again.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't have anything to add on that.
It's just sort of strange.
Good point.
It's just sort of strange to see that falling off, and it's like, well, what's going to happen when, the industry leaders are no longer based out of Japan, but they're now the United States and Europe.
Right.
I don't think they'll ever not be a factor. Just because it's people are resilient, and the creativity always finds a way out.
Yeah.
And in such a closed culture that they have, I'd imagine it's the winter is coming.
Well, and now these developers can leave and just launch a Kickstarter and make multi-million dollars and make the games they want to make.
Yep.
Well, then the whole structure of the industry has changed, where like, all right, you guys don't want to fund this stuff, I'll see if people want to fund it for me.
Yeah, because IGA has been surprisingly transparent about this Kickstarter, saying like, look, I went to all these publishers and all of them said no, and we found one company that we really wanted to work with that would be willing to give us the engineering talent, the time, and a good amount of money, but they had to show that, one, we could raise enough initial capital, and then two, that people wanted to do this.
Right.
And we have shown them that. So now we get another Metroidvania game.
Well, I mean, for the first time, like, the power of our wallets actually means something.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the whole part behind Kickstarter, was if you want to see this thing, that you're offering up initial funding for, then vote with your wallet.
Yep.
So
I don't know. It's going to be weird when you see the big names just start disappearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to tweets.
Yay.
Adderblack39 writes in, "Hi guys, what have been your favorite DLC game for games past and present?"
Ooh. That's a good one.
I would have to throw the DLC that came out for Mass Effect 2 in there.
Oh, yeah. The Shadow Broker.
Yeah, a lot of it was really great, and a lot of it took what you loved about 2, expanded it, and then kind of continually built that bridge closer to Mass Effect 3. So like when you got that very last DLC, it was basically like the ending of it was like, hey, in a couple months, get Mass Effect 3. And I thought that was pretty cool.
That's a good one. Oh, man.
I really liked the last DLC pack for Borderlands 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a really good one.
The Tiny Tina one?
Yeah.
That one was really good.
Even Torque was really good, too. That was... That was like the Macho Man Randy Savage yelling at you right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a big fan of when they released the level editor for Portal 2.
Yeah.
You got some really, really cool stuff out of that. There was a lot of really great, community created levels that
Yeah.
did some really interesting stuff with those mechanics.
I'm trying to think if there's any instances of stuff that was really good DLC maybe before like the PS2 or on the PS2 or the original Xbox. Ninja Gaiden Black had some DLC,
Yes.
but that stuff
Yeah.
was okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on, the Lunar? That was game changer.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think,
Uh,
there wasn't anything really great on PS2 that I remember.
Yeah.
No.
I'm like I mean, if we go back as far as like expansions, I would say like Lords of Destruction, for Diablo 2
Oh yeah.
was like just a total game changer. Knights
then
of the Nine
you gotta
for
say a hard,
Oblivion.
or the whatchamacallit, the StarCraft one.
Oh yeah,
Brood War.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Blizzard has always known how to make great expansions.
Yes.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was on the 360 that was really good. I feel like there was so much great DLC that came out for that.
Oh, like it seemed like any game that had a little DLC pack just always made it better. Like Asura's
Yeah.
Wrath. Like, I mean, I got to punch a god in the face.
Grown Gamer in chat says Dark Arisen for Dragon's Dogma was pretty massive.
Oh
That's
yeah.
true. Like doubled
Yeah.
the size of a huge game.
Oh god, you know which one I loved? Attack of the Martian Bears for Iron Brigade.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
That
about
was
Iron
awesome.
Brigade. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I love that game.
Wow. Yeah, there were a couple of XBLA titles that had some good DLC too. Not
Yeah.
a ton. A lot of them just kind of landed, but yeah, I
Pretty
don't know.
good,
For as often as we get kind of seemingly greedy DLC, I think we get pretty good packages of DLC stuff.
Yeah. I would say most of the DLC for Sleeping Dogs is pretty good. I honestly, every time I've played it with like everything pre-installed.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell you what was DLC and what was part of the base game. There was just that much of it for that game.
The other Jay-Z in chat says Undead Nightmare for Red Dead Redemption was pretty great.
Yeah, it was. That was one of the first big like standalone pieces of DLC of that generation of consoles.
Yeah.
The Left Behind, the Last of Us one.
Oh, yeah. That a lot of people hold that up as a really great example.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to emails.
Emails.
I'm going to mispronounce your name. I'm sorry. Sahad A. He says, will games like World of Warcraft, Dota 2, or League of Legends ever come to consoles? Well, not specifically these titles, but I'm curious if MMOs and MOBAs can be developed for consoles, either as a ported title or new IP. In your opinion, what would be the development challenges and what would be needed to address the issues to release a successful, not broken game? I think we saw that with the PS4, actually, with Final Fantasy XIV.
Yes.
Because people are kind of holding that up. I think the problem Final Fantasy XI had on the PS2 was it split servers.
Yes.
And with 14, everybody plays on the same set of servers. So
yeah.
the game is seeing a resurgence right now. So if you pick it up on PS4, you're playing with all the people on the PC and vice versa. So you have, it's not just like you're cordoned off on this, with like 5 other people on one server that's left. It's you have this whole community.
Yeah, and as far as for some, I mean, Final Fantasy XIV is probably the closest you're going to get to something like World of Warcraft on a console.
Yeah.
Honestly, right now, you could probably jam World of Warcraft onto a console, given the current setup of like skills and things like that.
Sure, yeah.
But the gameplay is dated in some really weird ways.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be looking at more like things like Destiny, taking up that mantle of MMOs and large continuing living breathing worlds.
Yeah, something
as
that
opposed
really
to like
puts-
a World of Warcraft.
Something that puts the treadmill on top of something that works on a console.
Yeah, just iterations on those console paradigms that actually sort of work in favor of like a console mass market as opposed to a PC mass market.
And I feel like when it comes to MOBAs, I feel like nobody has cracked that quite yet.
Which is surprising.
Grown Gamer says Lord of the Rings MOBA wasn't bad, but they still need to figure out how to really make that work with a controller. I think that's the real thing. It works really well on PC. It works really well on tablets. They just haven't figured out how to make that work on a controller yet. Once that happens, I'm sure we'll see 40 of them in the first year just dropping on consoles.
JC's right. DC Online was a lot of fun.
DCUO, that's a good point because they made that work.
But I just think with that aspect of that game, like there wasn't enough to really dive into other than going after Trigon.
Yeah, it was a little too confusing for first-time players.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like for the 7th gen, the update policies and all that rigmarole for both Sony and Microsoft really stopped a lot of MMOs from happening because you couldn't just update your game whenever you wanted to. And now that those companies are really pulling back on that and really working with developers to make this happen, I think more companies, more publishers are going to get in that game. Because it makes a lot of money. Warframe on the PS4.
Yeah.
It's making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Publishers want that. So
I wouldn't be surprised to see Blizzard take a stab once Heroes of the Storm is no longer like a beta. I wouldn't be surprised to see a console version of that in 2 to 3 years.
I sort of expect to see a console version of Overwatch.
That makes a lot more sense.
That's their third-person MOBA thing, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all those types of games where it's like, okay, we can't do like a top-down MOBA, so let's kind of take a third-person shooter plus Team Fortress 2 plus a MOBA, and now we have that. Awesome Knots was out on 360, I think. That's a MOBA. So I don't know. I think
I love off-mic conversations.
Now, Cooper came in my wife's right here just like making hand gestures at me. I'm not really sure what's going on.
I think he's saying land the plane. All right, and our last email here from Dominic C, titled Enough Video Games. Music Talk?
Sure.
He says, hello, Boston Knobs and Mr. the Hannah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, very formal.
Over
the years, I've heard about some of the bands/music you listen to, and I feel like we have very similar tastes. So I have to ask, have you heard baby metal yet? I'd say it's J-pop and metal with a little EDM sprinkled on. I really like it and thought I'd pass on the recommendation. Love the show. Thanks, Dominic.
So, my best friend, Binary Viking in the forums, actually went to the baby metal show here in Chicago a couple nights ago. So it is that Japanese, like...
It's pure J-pop.
Yeah, it's like, what do they call it? Idol pop, where they just take, like, kids and, like, put them in a band. It's basically they put together a really great metal band, and then they found, like, 3, like, young girls to front it and be crazy metal. And it's ridiculous. I don't quite get it.
So I watched... He sent along 3 videos, and I watched 2 of them. And, Knobs, I can give you a really good impression of what this is. It's basically full-on metal, like double bass pedals and everything, and just heavy. Layered on top of it is an anime intro song.
Yes.
Oh, so
I want to hate it so bad. I kind of like it.
It
works.
It
I
does.
don't understand.
I'm just picturing like there's this really great like OTEP like underneath bed music, and then there's Yoko Ono.
No, it's not high pitched. No. I don't understand it. I really would like to hate it, and I don't. And it makes me hate myself.
I'm not big on it. I obviously I didn't go to the show, but it's
You're
interesting.
not a real fan. You didn't go to the baby metal show.
Yeah.
You're not hardcore for baby metal.
Yeah, they were in the States for like 2 nights, man.
Yeah, the 2 nights baby metal BC.
Yeah, taking off work to go see baby metal.
Could you imagine having this? It's like, I got baby metal show coming up this week, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, and a lot of people will be like, is it like lullabies for grown men? I don't understand it.
Hey, little pig, let me in.
Yeah.
I'm sure that exists.
It's just Green Jelly coming back again.
Oh, that would be so great.
Nice.
Yeah.
I miss that band.
Anywho,
Oh.
that's all of our emails and tweets this week. Thank you very much. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Sorry.
I was going to
forgot
say, I
our
thought we
chat
had a couple.
questions.
We got chat
Yeah.
questions.
I'm so
don't
sorry. The other GZ
sure.
writes in. I just started goofing around with Neverwinter on the bone
Ooh.
today. Any of you
Nice.
guys check it out? It's not amazing, but it's scratching that MMO itch pretty well. Everybody keeps talking about
I
Neverwinter.
know.
And I've seen virtually nothing about it. And everybody's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's pretty okay.
I think I have it. I think I had it on. Oh no, I have Neverwinter Nights 2 on Steam. No, I have not touched Neverwinter.
Yeah, I hear it's kind of a well-made D&D MMO light for the Xbox One.
Cool.
So kind of what we were talking about previously in letters. I don't know. I need to check it out. I have an Xbox One. I don't really touch it. I could touch it with Neverwinter.
What?
Moving on. Coach
All
Jamal
right.
writes, after the success of Resident Evil HD Remake, what other games do you guys want to see remade? Not remastered. We have enough of those.
Oh,
That's a good question. What game do we want to see just kind of... We're not turning up the HD dials on it. We're not saying now it's in 1080p and 60. We're kind of remaking the game completely.
Oh, the original Deus Ex.
Oh boy, that'd be a good choice.
I want that revamped to the point where I find it playable.
Just kind of
'Cause
buff
in its
the
current-
edges.
Yeah, because in its current form, it's like it's a little
Blaster
rough.
Master.
Yeah.
Blaster Man.
Blaster Master.
Oh man.
I'm trying to think of games that I really like but haven't really aged very well. Where it'd be like, oh, I wish you could play this again for the first time, but it's just a little crummy.
Oh, I'd love to play Total Carnage again.
Oh yeah.
I was actually thinking of Psychonauts.
Yes.
Oh,
I feel like if you remake the game and just tighten up the whole thing, and maybe add not more collectibles, but like maybe more interactive stuff to do in each one of the dreams, and make
More
it
like
less
challenges.
yeah, more challenges and stuff, and kind of tighten up. I know they fixed some of the ending stuff, but like tighten up a lot of that. I think that'd go a long way.
I want someone to take another stab at the Bureau XCOM Declassified, because that game
Yeah.
had so much potential that got completely wasted.
Yeah, I feel like if they would have maybe kept it in the oven a little bit more, or like marketed
Yeah.
it differently,
Yeah.
something.
I don't know. It just felt like that. The more I played it, the more I was like, "There's something here," but I don't want to spend the time to find it.
Somebody in chat made mention Dimebag 315.
Road Rash is great. Oh,
Yeah, we're never. That failed twice on the PS2. That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Dimebag 315 in chat actually says Silent Hill.
Yes.
Those games, I feel like that's something you could take, just like Resident Evil, and you can take and make kind of a new experience out of it. Not like Silent
Yeah.
Hills, but just like a really classic version of that, and just
Oh, yeah.
fix the controls, you could do such great work with like volumetric fog now. That
Yeah.
would make that look so cool. Yeah.
I would love to have another Project Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah, but kind of, I feel like we kind of got that with Forza Horizon.
I can see that.
It was like that plus open world. Coast Jamal in chat actually says Xenogears as it was intended without the totally botched second disc.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Boston, I know you'll hate this one. Jade Empire.
Jade Empire needed a lot of help. If someone
Yeah.
can remake that game, I think it could be pretty great. It had problems.
Yeah.
Man, I would still love. I'm looking back here. I would love to see another. What the hell is that called? Requiem. What the hell is the name of that game? The Insanity Meter game, Eternal Darkness.
Eternal Darkness. Yes.
That would be a really good. Actually, I think that's a really good candidate
imagine-
for a remake, because that game doesn't work anymore. Because
Yeah.
remember the Insanity Effect where it turns down the volume, and
Yeah.
TVs don't display volume like that anymore. Like there's so much stuff in the game that it can't fool you like that anymore.
Yeah, just a
Unless
shame
you're
because
playing on a big old CRT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it would be interesting to see how someone would take that game and take that stuff and kind of change like there was that one Insanity Effect 2 where it was like wiping your memory card.
Yes.
Like how do you port that to 2015? Like does it say like I'm wiping your hard drive or like how do you I'd be curious to see how
reformatting.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know, like I think that'd be really cool, like a VR specific game.
That would be pretty cool, yeah. Coach Jamal's chat says Vagrant Story.
Vagrant Story would be
That'd probably
good.
be my personal pick because that game is nearly impenetrable. Even when it came out, it was so hard to figure out. If you could smooth that up a little bit, it'd be really great.
I got two more here.
Okay.
Morrowind, because
Interesting.
man, that has not aged well at all.
No, people still love it.
It's still a great game, but you have to dig through some layers of really like ancient, decrepit gameplay to get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
And Brutal Legend, just tighten up that RTS gameplay. I think we've gotten to a point where like people have done it right on consoles. I think Tim Schafer could like rewind back on that and go, okay, let's do this upright.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I would love to see, personally, another Curse of Darkness from like the Castlevania series.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with
that whole like stealing items and weapon crafting system.
I'd be okay with in the spirit of the question with them going back and remaking those, like better tutorials. You'll have a lot of better load times. Actually, that's one thing I forgot about Final Fantasy X on PS4. Virtually no load times.
Yeah,
load times were bad on the PS3.
Oh, maybe that's why you pounded through it so quickly.
Yeah, exactly. I could just sit there for an hour and finish.
Yeah, like 60 hours of that game is load times.
Yeah, I could have finished it in like 30 hours. Jeez.
Yep.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for sending in your questions. That's our episode this week. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us, tvgpfans@gmail.com, or tweet us at tvgp. Everything else is on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join your forums. Please mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our weeks of game nights. Monday night, Battlefield 4 and the Xbox One. Oh my gosh, I already lost the train of thought. Tuesday is, Destiny. Wednesday, PS4 game night. Thursday night is Steam game night. We're wrapping up the week again on the Xbox One with Battlefield 4.
And don't forget, if you want to play with Hannah and I on Tuesdays or sometimes Wednesdays for Destiny and be live streamed, let us know.
Yeah,
we always need
definitely.
a third.
For sure. Current TVGP Game Club game is Tomb Raider 2013. It's really great. Play it. And the voting thread for the next Game Club game is up in the forums now. Your choices are Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, Just Cause 2, and Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver.
And you can watch this show live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. That's our episode. We'll see you all next week.
Later.
Peace.
I love that last bit. It sounded like Hannah moved to the basement.
I think somebody started streaming something inside of Hannah's house.
Oh,
oh no, you're back.
I think someone's putting away dishes.
You're like the public access channel, the bad audio show.
Yeah. All right, let's do titles.
All right. Anybody? All right, cool. So I've got a few here. I got people to shoot. I can't be an army of one if I don't show up. I had to write that one down. Phobos with an exclamation point. Morale was at an all-time low. How's the war going? Go play fetch with yourself. Thanks, Ginyu Force, in like the thanks Obama sort of way.
Yeah.
Tetherball super soldiers. Mashed potato grenade. It stands for something stupid. I want to go into mysterious dungeons. I don't want my roll to be slowed. Divorcing the lip flaps. Get my chompers in it. I could touch it, and volumetric fog.
Forcing the lip flaps.
Did chat send you anything?
Yes, of course. Okay. We've got the Napping Range, Shovel Souls only on Wii U, the Rocket Launcher of Truth, I don't want my roll to be slowed, From Zero to Done, Divorcing the Lip Flaps, Match It to the Flaps, Fantasy Tomfoolery, Out of Stretch Goals, Oculus XP, That's Not a Real Name, An American Console in London, Platinum Contra, Kojima's Annual Review, Hardcore Baby Metal, and Lullabies for Grown Men. I think we've got another Yeah, another couple here. I Could Touch It with Neverwinter. Excuse me. Cool volumetric fog and ancient decrepit gameplay.
I wrote down, I can't be an army of one if I don't show up.
It's a little too wordy.
I love it. That's my front runner for this
Oh,
week.
okay. All right.
Mashed potato grenade and fantasy tomfoolery.
I have to go with I can't be an army of one if I don't show up. That's just too good.
Yeah. I think it's I think it's really great, and it's probably going to be officially our longest title ever.
Yeah.
I'm circling it.
Oh.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 395 for May 18th, 2015. I can't be an army of one if I don't show up.
Sound off.
Where's my super suit?
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.